I'm going all the way up to 7.
Okay.
Because I was very impressed that my man LeBron James took a very mature, low-ego approach to what turned out to be a very losable back-to-back game, albeit at home against what I consider the NBA's worst team, the Charlotte Bobcats.
Okay.
In years past, this was exactly the kind of game that LeBron would have come out and said, we got this, watch this, I'm going to put on a show tonight. And he would have started pulling up from 30, as you say, pulling up from 3.
I say that about Durant.
Well, I know, but this is what he would have done in years past.
Okay.
And he would have given us one of his occasional 1 for 8 from 3 kind of games, and all of a sudden this game would have gotten really dicey. But what I loved about last night was that LeBron James attempted 0 threes. 0. And he is now shooting a career high 40.4% from the three-point line. Applause for that. But much more applause for saying, wait a second, tonight I'm being guarded, and I use that term very loosely, by Gerald Henderson and Kemba Walker. Are you kidding me? It's like a super highway to the basket, and LeBron took it. All 14 of his attempts came in the paint. All 14. And he made 13 of them. And one of them was a sweet little right-handed hook, little baby hook, and then he made an even sweeter little left-handed bank shot. These were tricky shots, but vintage LeBron shots. And in the end, it took all 13 of those, plus his 5 free throws, 5 out of 6, to hold off the Bobcats, who I remind you, and I did watch this game, had the basketball down only 2 with 1:19 to go at Miami. Had the ball in their hands. Had a chance to tie or go ahead. It took all of the above for LeBron to get this game home. I'm impressed. I'm going to a 7, albeit against the Bobcats.
I didn't even think about it. If I had to put a number on it, which I don't think I should have to, it would like be a 3. There was nothing. Listen, it was typical LeBron to me. I don't look at LeBron as somebody that has a huge ego as it pertains to the game of basketball. I think he's accomplished enough. I think he's secure. He's self-assured enough and secure enough within himself where he doesn't think about things like that, and he certainly doesn't have to. I will give the Bobcats credit from the standpoint that even though their record isn't indicative of it, they are playing significantly tougher now than they did last year. And so I like that. I like to see the effort. Obviously, they've got to improve in the talent pool, but the effort is there on the part of the Bobcats. So I give Michael Jordan and that crew a lot of credit. But it's still in all, Miami's in a different league. And when you look at LeBron and what he's bringing to the table, I mean, the fact of the matter is he could get to the hole. He didn't have anybody to detain him from getting to the hole. So you're just playing intelligent basketball there. That's why it's not really that big of a deal to me. You have to always take the level of competition into consideration. You're playing against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Oh, yeah. You're playing up against an experienced Boston Celtics squad. Oh, yeah. You're playing up against the New York Knicks, considering what they did to the Miami Heat in 2 meetings this year. The Indiana Pacers, as rough and rugged as they are, and the way they are straight up balling, I'm going to take that seriously. Chicago as well. But you know, again, the Bobcats are a young team, and even though they're playing tougher, they've got a long ways to go. So when you look at what LeBron did, I'm not gonna put that much mustard on it.
Would you like to see him do more of this, attack more and more and more?
The way I look at it, I don't view LeBron's game the way that you do. I look at LeBron, and I think that LeBron does what needs to get done. I don't look at him as somebody who can get to the hole with ease and elects to shoot jump shots. I think a lot of times when he's taking jump shots, it's because they're laying off of him because they don't want him to get to the hole, and they're daring him to shoot jump shots. So he's like, all right, I got to be able to take this, and obviously I could hit some of these shots, so why not? I think that's what you see in LeBron. I don't look at it as a situation where he says, oh, but let me just sit out here and jack up shots to show the world that I got a jump shot. I don't view
I don't know about that.
I don't. I know you think like that.
Okay, here's a key stat for you. In the 62 games last year in the strike-shortened season, LeBron James attempted only 149 threes. Through 45 games to date this year, he's already attempted 146. So
that's because he's been hitting them with
all right. Is that a good sign to you or a bad sign?
Well, listen, it's always a good sign when you add something else to your offensive repertoire. That's number one. I don't think he's to the point where Dwayne Wade should be encouraging him to participate in all-star festivity.
Which he did.
Three-point contest. I mean, the dunk contest, yes. The three-point contest, I think, is going a little
And what did
too
LeBron
far.
say? No, thank you.
Well, listen, because LeBron is not a three-point shooter. He's a scorer who can hit threes.
Okay.
But he's not a three-point shooter. He's not a three-point specialist. And I think that's what that contest should be reserved for. But I understand Dwayne Wade, just another way to exhibit his faith in LeBron. But I wouldn't go that far. But again, I'm not concerned about LeBron and what he did in a regular season game and at the beginning of February. I'm not concerned about that at all. I told you the Miami Heat have earned the right to be measured by April, May, and June, not February. I keep telling you that.
Remember the movie Are We There Yet with our guy Ice Cube?
Yeah.
That's what this season should be called for the Heat. Are we there yet? Because every night I watch them, and it looks like they're all saying to themselves, is it over yet? Is it? Did we get another W? Is it time for the playoffs
That's
yet?
right. Exactly.
You know, like, are we there yet?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's the most accurate thing you said about the Heat all year long. Because really,
thank you.
But because
from you. What a compliment from Stephen Naismith.
I was getting ready to say Naismith. I appreciate that. Here's the deal, though. It's not an insult. Listen. You are a team that's won championships. You are a team that's getting up there in age, okay? You're not 19 or 20. You're not Kevin Durant.
LeBron's like, what, 38?
No, he's not. I'm just saying. He's not. They're not old. They're just not young. I'm just saying you go out there, the 82 games, when you get measured the way they get measured, you want to get to the point where it counts. You don't want to sit there and have to listen to Skip Bayless judge you because you showed up before Valentine's Day and you didn't really feel like playing a particular evening. You don't want to hear that.
You don't.
You want to be judged in April, May, and
Last point. Whose fault was it that the Heat got very little sleep the night before in a back-to-back when they came home from Toronto on Super Bowl Sunday? Whose fault was that?
How would I know?
It was their fault. They chose to stay in Toronto longer so that they could all watch the Super Bowl game.
Time out. Do you have a problem with that?
But don't complain about it.
Hold on, it's not complaining. It's a point
Don't
of
tell me
fact.
you're sleepy. LeBron said he was sleepy to start the game.
So what? So what? The point that I'm trying to make is this: the Super. Listen, 110 million people watch the daggone Super Bowl. I mean, the Super Bowl folks. I mean, come on. The NBA shouldn't be scheduling games for Super Bowl Sunday.